And we are live. Good evening. We are, and I need to move over so I'm in the picture. We are Dan and Faith coming to you from Charlestown, New Hampshire, where we have a bit of snow out here. Not too bad, but could have been worse. And we are pleased to be joined this evening by Jennifer Evans from Danvers, Massachusetts. Good evening, Jen. Good to
Hello,
see you.
Faith and Dan, and I'm jealous because we only got 3 inches of snow here, and you guys got, 14 inches, you said?
I think it's somewhere between 8 and 12, but...
I was the one out plowing.
He was the one out plowing. I was out shoveling. So
okay, well, whatever it is, it's a lot more than we got, and I like snow. So.
And but yeah, and it could have been worse because there were places in New York State that got 2-3 feet. And
yeah,
thankfully.
that's kind of a lot actually to deal with.
Yeah.
Can be.
That was our pre-Christmas storm. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're on a farm, so you got a lot of. And a long driveway, you say, so you got a lot of plowing to do.
Yep. So that's part of the fun.
Yep.
All right.
And that's part of why we moved up here.
Where
sounds
we were
beautiful.
west of Boston had become suburbia after having been somewhat rural when we moved there.
20, 30 years, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and now
definitely.
We are definitely back in rural. The major traffic around here is when... you get stuck behind the 5 pickup trucks that are stuck behind the farm tractor.
That sounds
moving between
fantastic.
fields,
Yeah. Really nice. And I know you grow a lot of your own fruit and vegetables, and
a few.
It's pretty impressive. Yeah, nice.
Still eating kale and celery from the garden.
And we still have 2 squashes left. So
it's true.
Humongous ones, if I understand correctly.
Oh yes, they're kind of rude looking.
Very tasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we figured we would start off the evening with a song that Dan wrote in a year when we could not be at SAMW, the Summer Acoustic Music Week camp, which is a place that we have in common with you and with a whole bunch of other friends. And we didn't end up having SAMW camp this past year because, well, for obvious reasons.
Right.
Major thing being that you can't get 120 folkies together and not expect them to hug each other.
No.
So,
or sit together in a circle and play music.
Yeah, all the things that we look forward to doing that we just aren't allowed to do. So this is for all of our SAMW friends. It's called Homesick.
Sorry to cut her off. Ready?
Yep.
In my mind I see the inn and rocking chairs. Sit myself down in cool evening air. It's gathering time, yet I sit here alone. My heart aches to be there, my favorite home. Pull out my guitar, just another night. Sing my songs, try to play all right. In another town, though the folks are kind, I long to be with you up there among the pines. 'Cause I'm homesick tonight for a place that's not my home, for a family I miss wherever I roam. When we're together, troubles depart. When we're together, strengthens the heart. Well, up by the lake, you're all gathered round, filling the air with joyous sound. Echoes of laughter, oh so divine. The sound of your singing, sweeter than wine. 'Cause I'm homesick tonight for a place that's not my home, for a family I miss wherever I roam. When we're together, singing with glee. When we're together, all can be free. I've made my own choices, no cause to complain. But summertime skies starting to wane. As I look up at bright evening stars, I dream of that place where you all are. 'Cause I'm homesick tonight for a place that's not my home, for a family I miss wherever I roam. On the shores of a lake, buildings of wood, where I long to be, where I'm understood, where I long to be, where I'm understood.
That sure reminds me of Sam W., that beautiful camp, and
Definitely.
those good folks up there.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Well, homes make me think of this song, because not everybody has a home. So homelessness in America, of course, during the pandemic is certainly in a bad situation for a lot of folks are. But it was worsened years ago by the emptying of single-room occupancy hotels. Although called hotels, those were really homes for poor people, like the fellow in this song. This is titled The Last Cheap Hotel. It's by my songwriter brother, Griff Evans. A man down the hall asked the desk clerk today if he'd seen the tenant in 35A, and all that was left there when the hearse quit the scene was a beat-up old Bible and a room yet to clean. How many poor people have walked through those doors? How many sweet dreams there died on those 5 floors? How many sad stories do you think they could tell if the ghost started talking at the last cheap hotel? He worked in Nebraska till they closed the 3rd shift. A man with no prospects, he started adrift. But what with no education and a taste for sweet wine, there was no real resistance to his long, slow decline. How many poor people have walked through those doors? How many sweet dreams there died on those 5 floors? How many sad stories do you think they could tell if the ghost started talking at the last cheap hotel? There used to be hotels in most every town where the poor might find refuge, but they've long been torn down and replaced by new buildings where the owners make more than they had or they could buy, renting rooms to the poor. How many poor people have walked through those doors? How many sweet dreams there died on those 5 floors? How many sad stories do you think they could tell if the ghost started talking at the last cheap hotel? What with ODs and stabbings every 2 or 3 weeks, he'll soon become someone of whom nobody speaks. And then in a year, say, he'll be nothing at all. Not even, I dare say, to the man down the hall. How many poor people have walked through those doors? How many sweet dreams there died on those 5 floors? How many sad stories do you think they could tell if the ghost started talking at the last cheap hotel? Some say it's all right and some say it's all wrong. Some say that a footnote will ruin any song. It might well hurt this one. We'll just wait and see. But I'm with the poor though, and I always will be. I'm with the poor though, and I always will be.
Nice. Yeah, Griff writes such amazing songs, and you give them such marvelous life. It's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if this is going to work.
Sounds right.
Yeah, okay. Well, we always have a little conference while you're singing.
Of course.
Thoughts? And Faith suggested this one. We haven't played this in a while, but...
Seemed like an appropriate follow-on to that.
Yeah.
Thinking back to the Great Depression and the Works Progress Administration.
Yeah.
And the CCC.
And the CCC. Folks were building things and
planting trees
and mining
creating
forests
art
all across the country to keep food on the table. And,
my dad was part of that.
Yeah.
So this is a piece that I wrote from the perspective of a guy who's out on one of the work camps.
Oh, sounds good.
Called Honest Pay. I'm going to play the chorus instrumentally first, I think. Come sit round the fire at the close of the day. Share a few stories from children far away. Sing a few songs while the stars rise above, and dream of the families we love. Greed got us here. Now the banks are all closed. The rich speculated. Now they've got the gold. The promises, the bubble. Then came the crash. No telling how long this will last. So thank goodness for the WPA, feeding my family so far away. If digging ditches pays, I'll do it all day long, and dream of when I get to go back home. I was a carpenter, earned a good wage, saved in the bank. Now that's all gone away. The rich survive with their mansions and yachts. For our little folk, that's not our lot. So thank goodness for the WPA, feeding my family so far away. If digging ditches pays, I'll do it all day long, and dream of when I get to go back home. Digging ditches, building bridges, planting new trees, whether it was needed, doesn't matter much to me. As long as I work and earn an honest pay, I'll do my best every day. So thank goodness for the WPA, feeding my family so far away. If digging ditches pays, I'll do it all day long, and dream of when I get to go back home. So come sit round the fire at the close of the day. Share a few stories of children far away. Sing a few songs while the stars rise above, and dream of the families we love. So thank goodness for the WPA, feeding my family so far away. If digging ditches pays, I'll do it all day long and dream of when I get to go back home.
Yeah, that's an important song. That's one I haven't heard dealt with in a song before, and I take my hat off to you.
I think we had a prompt of honest pay, I think, or something like that.
I don't remember what the prompt
from.
was for that one.
But,
Maybe it was honest pay.
yeah. And, I always am amused by the prompts because my brain will just go off and say, go over that way. And it's something that I wouldn't have expected when I started.
And this is probably a song he never would have thought to have sung if he hadn't gotten that prompt. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Interesting. So all songs don't necessarily come from dreams?
No,
No.
some come from prompts, and sometimes, from a prompt, I'll then be thinking about it when I fall asleep, and I'll wake up with something that's on the topic. But so it might have been triggered by the prompt and a dream, or it varies.
You never know.
Well, all right then. I think I'm going to do something called to stay in that line of thought. It kind of ties into both things we're talking about now. One is the working stiff, so to speak, trying to make a living, right? The other one is your dreams. This is called Good Dream. Again, it's by my songwriter brother Griff Evans, and he wrote this when he was working in a factory. It's told from the man's point of view, but could sure be true for any woman. When I was a young man, I had me a good dream. I wanted to ramble this whole wide world through. Instead I got married, found work in a factory, and let my dream fade ever further from view. And now I'm an old man and still at the factory. They'll give me the gold watch and send me off soon. That young man I once was is further away now, much further away than the man on the moon. And so there, young fella, if you've got a good dream, if you've got a good dream you hope will come true, you pack your belongings, you follow that good dream. Don't you let nobody talk that out of you. And you there, young woman, regarding your good dream, supposing they say that dream's too big for you, you just bite off one day at a time, and I promise there won't be no dream in this world you can't chew. And there'll be a part for the old in your story, though cheering you on is the best we can do. The dreams will be yours, but we'll share in the glory, for we'll see the best of ourselves there in you. When I was a young man, I had me a good dream. I had me a good dream I hoped would come true.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well,
So what are you going to do?
We had a couple possibilities.
All right.
One of them is a Civil War song,
Would have gone very dark.
and we decided to go a little lighter.
I think it's time.
It was time for something a little lighter. So this is based on Rambling, which was in your song.
Yeah, that's right.
And this
Good.
one's called Ramblin' Round,
And
Oh.
it actually fits into, going out and
Following Your Dream.
following your dreams and,
Nice.
and doing all of those things that, you really don't want to be putting off forever, which is when we bought our van and went out on the road, it was because we had lost, 5 friends in a year or two, and decided that now was the time.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's like,
that's
let's do this now and let's not wait and see what the future has in store.
Yeah.
very
and
smart.
So we got our van and started traveling, and it we're missing the road right now, but we've seen some good stuff so far, and on the other side of all of this, we're going to go back and do it again.
Yeah.
So.
Good
so
for
the song
you.
really speaks to some of the places we've been, and we have toured coast to coast, which we did that once so far, and I look forward to doing it again.
Yeah.
It's getting
Really?
to see the country.
Yeah.
Driving across the country is something that everybody should do sometime in their life. It's
And
unlike any other way to see the place.
when I was a kid, my parents and I went everywhere. Every February we would drive to Florida to visit my grandmother, and every August we would go somewhere
Well,
for a
really?
couple of weeks. And by the time I graduated high school, I'd been to over half the states in the United States, which put
Wow.
me well ahead of pretty much all of my classmates, I think.
Yeah, that would.
Especially
I'm
the ones
sure.
who've never been out of the county. But,
Yeah, and I had some of those.
and our trip in early 2019, we were in 30 distinct states in the course of the trip.
Wait a
which-
minute. And when was this?
Early 2019.
You were in 30 states. Okay.
Over
Yeah.
3 months, yeah.
That's a lot of traveling.
It
Oh,
was about 10,000 miles, and
That's-
it was amazing.
It was, and there are some places I want to go back to. There are some new places that we haven't been yet that we want to go to.
Yeah.
And this song is part of that.
Yep.
Well, take it away.
Here we go. Ready?
Yep.
Ramblin' round, ramblin' round, ramblin' round this old world, ramblin' round, ramblin' round, ramblin' round this old world. Been to the east, been to the west, been to the north, been to the south, been rambling this whole world round, rambling round, rambling round, rambling round this old world, rambling round, rambling round, rambling round this old world. Been to the mountains, been to the plains, been to the desert, seen floods and rain, been rambling this whole world round, rambling round, rambling round, rambling round this old world, rambling round, rambling round, rambling round this old world. Been to the ocean and dove right in, lived in a city, never will again, been rambling this whole world round, rambling round, rambling round, rambling round this old world, rambling round, rambling round, rambling round this old world. Been singing songs and making friends, been telling stories now and then, been rambling this whole world round, rambling round, rambling round, rambling round this old world, rambling round, rambling round, rambling round this old world. Rambling round, rambling round, rambling round this old world, rambling round, rambling round, rambling round this old world. Been rambling You should hold up the dulcimer.
I should.
All right. All right. I don't know that many couples who could spend that much time together.
Well,
That's
the
pretty-
van is about, 110 square feet?
If that.
Maybe it's 80, something
Yeah,
like that.
and we
It's a 21-foot van.
when we first got our van, friends of ours
I've
who
seen your
also
van.
have a van sent us a note congratulating us, giving us a few pointers, and one of the things they said is after you've been on the road for a few weeks and you're maybe getting a little tired of being cooped up together, it is perfectly acceptable to turn to your significant other and say, honey, why don't you go for a walk?
Yes. That's healthy.
Yeah.
That seems-
And, yeah, there have been a few cases of that. But
Yeah.
surprisingly few, given that,
That-
and
That's pretty remarkable,
thankfully
actually.
also in, COVID, surprisingly few. So
Yeah.
Well, that's
the
true,
house is
too.
bigger than the van.
That's right, and you don't have to, I don't know, I would get a little irritable driving 10 hours or something, personally.
We don't.
Oh,
We
no,
drive
we don't.
3 or 4 hours a day
Yeah.
Okay.
and take our time and see the country. So we
Oh.
book a limited number of gigs per week so that we actually have time to see the place.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we also work from the road. So, but
Okay.
we pulled into somewhere off in New Mexico, I think it was. We stopped at one of these little roadside, sort of rest areas. I don't think it had bathrooms. It was a place to park. There's a little kiosk about the history of this area, and that 10 miles down the road there's this town where Billy the Kid shot his way out of prison, and the whole town is a museum. It's like, we got time.
We got time.
And it was this kiosk had a sign pointing us toward that town, and hey, interesting little detour. We went to the museum, we walked through it, and
There was
walked
a
around
whole
the
display
town
of
and
all the sheriffs who had been in this area and like how they each met their end. And
since the beginning.
yeah,
Met their end
entire
from various-
room full of sheriff photos. It was
Okay.
and some of
Okay.
whom were on the receiving end of people like Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
I would think. Did a song come from that experience?
I don't know that we have
Not yet.
anything specifically from that, but
someday you
but
never know.
leaving yourself open to the possibility of something unusual or something magic as you're driving down the road, and just see what comes.
Yeah.
We were driving along, and if somebody had said, "There's this place, this campground that we stayed at that people were talking about called City of Rocks." It's like,
Yes.
Well, I looked it up and I said, we need to go there. And it's in southern New Mexico, and you're driving along, and it's
Flat.
relatively flat, and you come over a little rise, and there's these massive rocks sticking up.
Volcanic rocks that were thrust up by volcanic action, millions of years ago.
Oh, interesting.
And it looks like a natural Stonehenge in
And
the
the
middle
ca-
of the desert.
And the campsites are all
Are they that
set within the
size, too?
stones.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The campsites are set up amongst the stones, and they'll have little ramps up to your campsite, and they might have a little terrace where you park or where your picnic table is or whatever. It's just like very unique.
Yes, it sounds really lovely.
So,
You've had a lot of great experiences.
so there's just all kinds of things to see in this country. Just don't go to West Texas.
It has no redeeming features.
Apologies to
Okay.
anybody from West Texas, but
I hope that that's just what I was thinking, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm sure the people that live there
the
think it
people
does.
are fine, but the
we were in
terrain.
Midland. It
Yeah.
smells like oil.
Midland didn't do
Oh.
anything for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Yeah.
I got a lot of places to visit still, so I'm not sure that'll be at the top of my list.
Nope.
I would put it near the bottom if I were you.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to do one about a nice, happy couple that, because you made me think of couples that really love each other and like to be together, and this is about a sweet young couple who are going to put their love first, regardless of good times or bad. The lyrics are by Griff Evans, and you may recognize the melody. I can tell you afterwards how come. It's called Rainbow to Rainbow. stepping on rainbow to rainbow, till we reach that patch of blue. Turn my head and watch the rain go, turn right back and smile with you. Oh, my darling, ever onward, through forever and a day. Should we ever set to quarreling, we'll remember this, I pray. Sit and hear those raindrops patter, let the rolling thunder roar. Let it storm, babe, what's it matter? That's what loving arms are for. Oh, my darling, ever onward, through forever and a day. Should we ever set to quarreling, we'll remember this, I pray. Let the weather be inclement, weather is from time to time. We'll sit and ponder what that rain meant, and trade our reasons for a rhyme. Oh, my darling, ever onward, through forever and a day. Should we ever set to quarreling, we'll remember this, I pray.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And just beautiful imagery in that one. So,
And
Tell us about the music.
yeah.
the music, right, of course. So it's Joni Mitchell. You can't do better than a melody that Joni came up with. It's from her
Very true.
song "Born to Take the Highway."
Yep, they're worse people to practice the folk process with.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
What do you guys got?
Also one of Faith's songs.
And
Okay.
all this talk about rainbows.
Oh, good.
Maybe.
So rainbows connected to this song.
Yeah, I started thinking about that. You know, we mentioned that we do tend to do some writing from prompts.
Mm-hmm.
We host what had been a monthly thing and has now become a bit more sporadic than that, where we have 2 guest songwriters, and we have our audience suggest song prompts, and we choose one through whatever method for the following month's songwriters to write a song about. And a while back, good Lord, 2015?
Yeah.
Wow. It seems a lot less long ago
Yeah.
than that.
The prompt was war veteran coming home.
And
I wrote a really dark song.
very scathing.
Bennett had been after me to write an angry song. I finally played him that one, and he said, "All right, you finally did it.
Now smash the guitar.
Bennett's always
Only
after me,
Bennett.
just like, step
Only
out of
Bennett.
yourself.
Only Bennett.
Yeah, we didn't do that. We like the
Good.
guitar too much. But anyway, so I came up with, I had a verse and a chorus, and I wasn't getting any further, and I wasn't happy with what I had, and then I ended up coming down with the flu a couple of days before we were supposed to do this, and I was kind of grateful that we ended up postponing, because it gave me another month to write a song. And so coming up on the following month, and here it is, it's Monday night, we're supposed to be doing this on Wednesday. I still only have that verse and chorus. I still hate them. I still can't get anywhere with them. And I am folding laundry and thinking to myself, why can't I write this? And, you know, what is it about the song that's doing this to me? And I finally realized that it's because I didn't want to be writing this. And the minute that thought came into my head, I had a chorus within about 5 minutes. And the next day I finished the song. So it's called I Want to Sing About Love.
There you go.
Yeah. I was asked to write a song about war and its aftermath. Nothing was working. Everything I tried to write hit a wall, came out wrong. That's when I realized I want to sing about love. I want to sing about peace. I want to sing about sunshine and roses, puppies and rainbows, happy, healthy children playing silly games. I want to sing about peace. I want to sing about love. I tried dark humor, allegory, different points of view, from a spouse or a child's eyes. I couldn't bring myself to write it, though not for lack of trying. I just can't write that song. I need to sing about love. I need to sing about peace. I need to sing about sunshine and roses, puppies and rainbows, happy, healthy children playing silly games. I need to sing about peace. I need to sing about love. I leave those songs to others now, songs of war, songs of grief, songs of pain and madness. I sing for the greater good, a better world, a better life, an optimistic future. There's a way to help our vets, save their lives, heal us all. Maybe I'm a dreamer. Soldiers, come home. No wounds or mental scars, if there's no war to send them to. I want a world full of love. I want a world full of peace. I want a world full of sunshine and roses, puppies and rainbows, happy, healthy children playing silly games. I want a world full of peace. I want a world full of love. I want a world full of peace. I want a world full of love. Yeah.
I can see why you didn't want to write one about war.
Yeah, and we like to send that out to our friend Amy Smith from the Farm Cafe in
Keen.
Keene. Who
Oh.
we've played at the cafe. She and Skip have this delightful all plant-based food
Ooh.
cafe in the Toadstool Bookshop in Keene. And every time we play, Amy wants to hear that song.
All right,
So
well,
I-
yes.
I've started thinking of it as Amy's song. It's
It
kinda
sounds like it should be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you had a song that talked about children and family and good times and love, so I'm going to do one here, and I'm going to dedicate it to grandparents and the grandkids, and I sure hope they can hug each other again very soon. This is called Teddy Bears and Rocking Chairs. It's by Griff Evans. Grandpa, tell a story, please. I heard my youngest say, my face is washed, my teeth are brushed, my toys are put away. Tell about that box of gold buried in the sand, underneath that spot-marked X in Neverland. Teddy bears and rocking chairs team up every night, just to make a sleepy boy or sleepy girl sleep tight. Grandpa's rock away and talk until magic beams open wide the door that leads onto the world of dreams. I have got a theory that more than one grown man still serves as a sailor under Captain Peter Pan. Peter lets his kids by day don a grown-up look, but by night they fly and save the world from Captain Hook. Mommies know it's time to check when they can't hear a peep, so I tiptoed into the room and found them both asleep. Gone, I guess, to find their friends, Peter Pan and crew, 'cause kids are always welcome there, and kids at heart are too. Teddy bears and rocking chairs team up every night just to make a sleepy boy or sleepy girl sleep tight. Grandpa's rock away and talk until magic beams open wide the door that leads onto the world of dreams. Open wide the door that leads onto the world of dreams.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
A little bit of childhood magic
Yeah.
involving grandparents. Best kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, huh?
Yeah. We have friends of ours. Their grandson was born, 2 months ago?
Oh,
It's,
Oh, Tate.
yeah,
yeah.
little Tate. And they just posted a picture the other day of grandma, grandson, and dog. And the dog was looking kind of wondering what this strange creature was.
and who's going to
And
get
the
who?
child was looking up
Right.
at the dog, and my comment was, Grandma, what's this mop with 4 legs?
Sure,
Rosie
sure.
is a golden doodle, full size, and is in desperate need of a trim
Yes.
at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So it seemed to me that this was the only logical song to follow that one with.
okay.
It's my one and only children's song.
Mhm.
It's our one and only children's song, I think. And we like to do it when we're at farmers markets and there's a bunch of little kids around. Little kids at farmers markets are so much fun when you're playing music because parents are running around trying to do their shopping and the kids will be running after them and they get in front of the musicians and they stop and they listen. And then half of the time they start dancing. And
Oh, it's adorable.
the really good farmers markets have chairs there that the parents can just leave the kids in the chairs while they shop at the nearby booths and come back and we just love that.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yes.
All
So,
right, so here we go with one of those,
I tend
huh?
to pull this song out when we have enough kids around. And you want to play that for me again? I don't go near my closet, 'cause it's closet ghoulies' lair. I avoid my underbed, 'cause monsters hide down there. But I'll face my closet, under bed or anywhere, if I'm in the company of my fearless teddy bear. Teddy bear, my teddy bear. Bits of cloth and stuffing, and a character so rare. He's got some worn-out patches, but they give him savoir-faire. He's my trustworthy companion, my faithful teddy bear. At night, it's true, I have to say, there's lots and lots to fear. In the dark you cannot tell if danger's far or near, or if that scary creature's out in front or to your rear. But I am being brave tonight, 'cause I have Teddy here. Teddy bear, my teddy bear. bits of cloth and stuffing, and a character so rare. He's got some worn-out patches, but they give him savoir-faire. He's my trustworthy companion, my faithful teddy bear. At school, the classroom bully, well, he often makes me cry. But with Teddy there, I won't back down, and that bully goes bye-bye. With Teddy, I'm invincible. My limit is the sky. In fact, I'll bet with Teddy's help that I could even fly. Teddy bear, my teddy bear, bits of cloth and stuffing, and a character so rare. He's got some worn-out patches, but they give him savoir-faire. He's my trustworthy companion, my faithful teddy bear.
That's really adorable. That's right.
Yeah. One of these days we should do a video of that one and just like
With the stuffed bears.
With the bears, yeah. I have a couple of stuffed bears. It would be perfect for that.
I went through a phase where people would hear the teddy bear song, and I would be asked to play a teddy bear tease, and there was always somebody who was being the nurse so that the kids could bring their teddy bears for surgery, like their noses was off, or their eyes needed help, or it couldn't really have been much cuter, right? So teddy bears rule the world,
Amen.
They can. Okay, well, sticking on the kid theme. And this one's really probably more for the parents. Single working parents, I have a lot of empathy for. They must have a very hard time, and especially during the pandemic. I think it's been pretty hard for parents, but for single ones, it just seems like a tough time.
Yep.
So this is, again, by Griff Evans. But the melody is from an old English ballad called By Yon Castle Wall. I had little Johnny when I was 16, the prettiest baby that ever was seen. His hair, it was black, and his eyes, they were green, and I only had eyes for Johnny. For public assistance, I quickly applied. When I was accepted, I stood there and cried. But food for her baby beats a young woman's pride, and I only had eyes for Johnny. When Johnny was 7 and old for his age, at gainful employment for the minimum wage, I started and hoped we could turn a new page, and I only had eyes for Johnny. I worked like the dickens to learn my new job. The hours with Johnny were the ones I would rob. But I got that promotion over Beatrice and Bob, and I did it all just for Johnny. He got into trouble when he was 16, the handsomest inmate that ever was seen. His bond needed posting, and I had the green, and I only had eyes for Johnny. Another promotion and a sizable raise. I worked late and wouldn't see Johnny for days. But though I basked in the glow of my manager's praise, still I only had eyes for Johnny. Now I'm an old woman and Johnny's in jail. For the crimes he committed they wouldn't set bail. And it's life now in prison, and I never fail to write once a week to my Johnny. A parent who's single has burdens to bear and has to make choices that never seem fair. Then they'll say of his mother that she just didn't care. When I only had eyes for Johnny, and I only had eyes for Johnny.
Wow. That's yeah. I know someone whose story sort of went somewhat in that direction. So yeah.
Sorry to hear it.
Yeah, it's a powerful story.
Well, we were thinking about what to follow that with, and by feel and by family stories, this seemed to be a good fit. Another one we haven't played in quite a while,
Yeah.
but it's the title of our 2016 CD.
It's one of the things we like to do with these shows is, we go where, the previous song takes us. And sometimes it takes us places we haven't been in a while. So,
Well, you're brave then.
or crazy, one or the other.
But it's also fun. I mean, we've written a lot of songs, and it's fun to revisit ones that haven't been played as frequently.
And they're
All right, well,
seat of the pants.
good luck.
But, hey.
So this is called Seeking. Picking up the pieces, hiding from the shame, deep within the tunnels. He shakes his cup again. He doesn't want to be here. How could he sink so low? Seeking change in this world below.
High up in a shining tower, sitting all alone, parked in an office that never seemed his own, disheartened with the work, feeling so low, seeking change and direction to go.
Do you believe in destiny? Do we wind up where we ought to be? You never know what you will find if you open up your eyes. Huddled and hungry at 5:45, needing to eat and money for a fix. Warm in a jacket was his brother's long ago. Thinks of bygone years and tears begin to flow.
Time to leave the tower, head back uptown. The streets are gridlocked, so he heads underground, pushing through the crowds in this busy place. In the corner of his eye, a sad, familiar face.
How could this be? Who is to blame? These familiar eyes, pleading for change. $100 bill drops in the cup, and then those sullen eyes look up. Are you my brother? The beggar looks surprised. You've got the right face. I remember those eyes. And yet you look so lost as me. It's clear that you're rich in all your finery.
The wealth is ill-gotten, that's now quite clear. The empty quest for money, and my brother's starving here. Take my hand and let's both seek out the light. Give away this fortune and
Try to make things right. Do you believe in destiny? Do we wind up where we ought to be? You never know what you will find if you open up your eyes. about destiny. Open your heart, you will see. Life will change before your eyes when you realize you are free. Sorry about the hairball.
Give her like a frog. Oh my God.
You did it.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
barely.
No, you did
So
it. From-
this came out of a dream. It was the dream actually was in the New York subways. Those long walkways between 7th and 8th Avenues down Midtown and South, and walking in my mind between them in my dream, and there's a beggar shaking a cup.
Sure.
It was prompt of change, and
Oh,
it started.
okay.
The first change was change in the cup, and what I could hear was a clarinet or a saxophone being played way far away on one of the platforms, and only the wet of the reverb is coming through the tunnels.
This is a dream?
This was
Yeah,
all in a
it's
dream. And then I got to thinking, so what's this guy's story?
Yeah.
He's looking, is he looking for change? And then this idea of having a second storyline with the brother
Yeah, that's...
really came to me, and it's just like friends of ours had written a 2-storyline song, and the stories crossed and ended really badly.
Yeah.
And I decided that this could end better.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's
Find
really
some
good.
Hope.
Hope is a good thing.
Yeah.
Amen.
And it definitely leads me to this song,
And I'm thinking this is...
Uh,
the last...
How are we doing time-wise?
Ooh,
Yep.
do we
Yeah.
even have time?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Okay.
and hopefully this is a good one for finishing up the show.
And if not,
Okay.
we could do one more round
Yeah,
if
yeah.
need be. But
Well, that's up to you. You are the host, and you are host extraordinaire, so no issues either way.
go ahead.
Okay.
and we'll figure that out.
All right. So I like this song. It's a hopeful song. My brother, Griff Evans, the songwriter, is a recovering alcoholic. He spent many years, studying 12 steps, and this is something he took away from that. It's called Don't Learn to Love the Darkness. Although I tend to doubt it, I guess it could be so that those who know aren't telling, and those who tell don't know. But this I hold as gospel regarding good advice. You give it once or never, but never more than twice. Don't learn to love the darkness, but where you see a spark, lay on a little kindling and brighten up the dark. You have enough light in you to brighten up a star. Let someone somewhere someday see just how bright you are. You long to trust somebody and let someone trust you, and would if being honest was something you could do. But though your sweetest dream is to trust someone until you pony up your secrets, my friend, you never will. Don't learn to love the darkness, but where you see a spark, lay on a little kindling and brighten up the dark. You have enough light in you to brighten up a star. Let someone somewhere someday see just how bright you are. I used to love the darkness. I'm sorry now I did. But I've been full of secrets since I was just a kid. But then I met somebody and opened up my heart. and made amends where needed, or made a real good start. I made amends where needed, or made a real good start.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And that's a great song to end the show on.
That's
so.
a beautiful note to
Okay.
a note of hope and a note of
Healing.
healing.
Healing and
Indeed.
possibilities, right? I feel like.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Ah,
Well, this has really been fun.
it
Thanks for
was.
having me, and thanks for
again.
hosting
You
it
wanna
and setting all this up.
Stick the crawler in there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the crawler.
Yeah, we definitely recommend that folks go check out Jennifer's website,
And Dan and Faith.
jennifer-evans.com,
Thank you.
and check out her music. You have at least one CD on there, I believe.
I do, yes.
Yeah.
Yep. The Last Cheap Hotel.
Yeah,
Mm.
and which is the song that you started out the evening with.
Yeah, that's right.
And we should say hi to Mark Bishop Evans and
Yes.
to
Oh,
And
Mark.
Debbie Cutter Moore.
Yeah.
Hi.
So
Nice
who've
to
piped
hear.
in on the comments. And,
Yep.
and we leave the shows up, and several people watch during them typically, but more people watch after.
Sure.
And that's one of the delightful things about doing these online shows is people can come and see them when they have time.
When they have time. I got a note from a coworker a couple of weeks ago thanking me for posting the links because they were listening to it as they worked that morning.
Oh,
which is
that's
very
perfect.
cool.
That's very cool. Yes, yes.
So you never know when people are going to pop in.
No. Well, I would like to say hello to Mark and Debbie, and thanks for listening live. And I hope you're both well.
And
So this was fun.
let's say goodnight. And
Yes.
thanks again for joining us. We absolutely love your music and your
Yes.
playing and your brother's songs. And so
And
this
as
was a marvelous night.
yeah, and as Mark said, kudos to you and Griff. And,
Oh. I'll tell him.
and he's putting some beautiful light out into the world, and
Aw.
you are the flame keeper.
Aren't you sweet? That's awfully nice. Thank you. And you two are such good folkies, and you keep the music alive, and you make things possible for a lot of folks. So we really appreciate your efforts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. You're very well known and very well loved. I mean, the folk community, I know that.
Oh, and hi to Linda as well.
You just popped in.
Yeah.
And so thanks everybody
Hi,
for
Linda.
watching. And we'll say goodnight here. And look for us in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks out, on the 17th, we have Steve Deasy, who had been living in Detroit and is now on the other side of the lake over in Ontario.
Quite a ways.
So, yeah,
So anyway, have
Okay.
a good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
night all.